Hi everybody, and welcome to this month's live training for the for the Secrets of Success mentoring program. I hope you're keeping very well. And today, well, the topic's all about achieving our goals more easily, faster, everything I do is about minimum effort, maximum result. We can work really hard to achieve something and just experience burnout, or we can achieve things a lot more easily. Just 1 second, I want to make sure that the audio feed is okay. Mentoring. Yeah, I'm hearing myself there, delayed about 15 seconds. So yeah, a lot of content lined up for today. Things that I think are really helpful at the end of the year and the beginning of the new year, because we all want to achieve a better life. We all want to achieve the better things in life. And there are things that stop us getting ahead faster. There are things that jeopardize our ability to live a better life. And we're going to look at what those things are and how to overcome them. So I really feel that this is probably the most important session of the entire year. I do this every November, December. In fact, from now on, I'll do it in December, because it's better than November. November is usually a last dash to the end of the year to get those things wrapped up, and I think December is probably a better month to do this. And normally this session would be sort of 3/4 way through November, but I purposely delayed it to the beginning of December just for this very reason. And I was also very busy, too busy almost to give a session. So what are we going to look at today? Well, the title, as you've already seen, is The Hidden Secret to Getting Everything You Want. And what we're going to cover today, I'm going to share with you the 10 steps to achieving any goal 10 times faster, how to get clarity on your individual goals, discovering your big why for each of your goals, the importance of grouping goals with deadlines, how to overcome every limiting belief holding you back. Really important, because that's the one thing that stops most people achieving the better things in life: limiting beliefs. How to overcome, creating a goal anchor for achieving goals faster. Goal anchor, what's that? You're going to find out. And the easy way to create highly charged or emotionalized goals, and also how to convert your goals into affirmations. That's quite unique, but incredibly powerful. And also simple ways to optimize your health, energy, and brain power, and high performance tools to achieve what others can't. And also how to find your own major purpose in life. Those are two big questions I ask most people. What do you really want to achieve during your life? What are your goals? And a lot of people, blank expression, not sure. Then again, I ask a lot of people, what do you feel your major mission is in life? Again, a lot of people draw a blank expression. And this is really sad. I'm going to help you, if you're not already really clear on what it is that you want to achieve during your life. I'm going to help you in a very simple way to become crystal clear. And also, if you're not sure what your major life purpose is, I'm going to share with you a really, really simple way to find out. You may be very surprised how the most important things in life are actually the easiest to uncover, but only when you know how. I'm going to share these things with you. So in a moment, I'm going to be going over in front of the main video camera, and I'm going to do most of the training from over there. But before I do, I always like to get a feel for what most people are in the group, or where they're at in their life right now, and what the major topics and the major issues. So, and then I try to customize things according to people's needs. So on a scale of 1 to 10, by the way, there is a chat box. Now, you could be watching this on YouTube, or maybe Facebook, or LinkedIn, or Twitter, or one of many different places. But whatever page you're on, or if you're on your cell phone, your mobile, there will be a chat facility. So I'd like to ask you 2 questions, and I'd like you to put your answers so that I can see where people are at. But basically, on a scale of 1 to 10, how clear are you about what you want to accomplish during your life? Your overall life mission that I mentioned a moment ago. Are you really clear on what you want to accomplish during your life? Are you really clear on your overall life mission? If so, give yourself a high ranking 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're not very clear, give yourself a lower rating. I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 maybe. I don't know. And I'm just going to watch. I'm going to watch people's responses. Seeing a 3. I'm seeing a 9, a 4, a 5, 7, 5, 7, 3, 2, 7. A lot of different numbers there. So it's. I think that's everyone will answer these questions differently, and no matter what your ranking or how you self-rated a moment ago, I'm going to help you become clearer and help you find your mission if you're not already clear. It's I think mission or overall life purpose, it's a big stumbling block for most people. I think it's something huge, but it's actually really simple. We look at your skills, your passions, your abilities, your setbacks in life, the common themes, and by bringing all those together, things will become very clear for you. Okay, so I have another question, a second question before I move in front of the main camera, and also on a scale of 1 to 10. How effective are you at achieving your goals? If you're really good at achieving your goals, give yourself a high rating, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're not really great at achieving your goals, or if you don't set goals very often, or if you set goals and they just keep not happening, give yourself a low rating. Once again, I just want to see. An example would be every year, are you setting the same goal? Okay, we all do at various times in our lives, and some goals are bigger than others and they take years to achieve. That's only realistic. Other goals are much easier to achieve. So are you great at achieving your goals, setting goals and achieving them? Give yourself a high rating. If not, give yourself a low rating. And I'm looking at numbers coming in here. I'm getting a 4, 5, another 4, another 9. That's great. Well, that's the first 9. 7, 5, 6, 3. A lot of different numbers there. Okay. So anyway, no matter how you ranked yourself in today's session, I'm going to help you to achieve your goals a lot more effectively in 2022 using the most powerful goal achievement system in the world. And if you've been following my work for any length of time, you're probably aware of my bestseller by the same name, The Most Powerful Goal Achievement System in the World. And it is quite unique from other goal achievement systems, as you will discover, because it engages the subconscious mind. It helps you erase limiting beliefs, because that's the biggest thing that stops people achieving their goals, limiting beliefs. And, this is the thing. Even the biggest goals in life are made up of small baby steps. And the great thing is that we don't need to know what all those action steps are in advance. We don't. We just need to get started. First baby step, second baby step. And guess what? Stepping stones appear in front of us. Just the act of getting really clear on what we want and moving slowly towards them, magic happens. But for most people, a big goal is so scary and overwhelming that they never even get started. And that is the sad reality. And as we will discover, there is a very big difference between how people's lives turn out if they set goals regularly or if they don't set goals at all. And there have been studies that have shown this. I think there was a famous one done by Harvard University. So anyway, we look at all of that. Lots of really practical how-to information that will quickly help you to quickly achieve your goals and create the life that you want. And that's what everyone wants. So I'm going to, I'll say it at the beginning. I usually say it 3/4 way through because I forget to say it at the beginning. You don't need to take notes if you don't want, because at the end of this session, I'm going to give you a PDF file that you can download that summarizes everything, including certain questions, certain questions that I'll ask you that'll get you thinking in a deeper way about certain things. All of them will be on the PDF. That does not mean you can log out and miss the whole session and just pick up the PDF later, because it'll only make perfect sense when you have watched the training live. Then, what would you say? The PDF of all the slides will act as a trigger to your memory, and it'll be a lot more meaningful. So that comes at the end. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to blank out this webcam and my microphone. I'm going to go in front of the big screen with my clicker and do the entire presentation from there. So what do I need to do? I need to blank out this screen first of all. Just don't go away. This will only take a second. Let me see if that is, yes it is. Just 1 second, blanking things out. Here goes. Hi everybody, and welcome to this month's live training. A little bit late, a little bit later than normal, a couple of weeks later actually, but I think it's better just delaying it a little bit so that we're in December, because the whole topic of today's session is about achieving our goals in 2022 much more effectively, much more easily, much more, faster, because unfortunately so many people get to the end of the year or get to the beginning of the next year and look back and what have I achieved, and often if they set goals, often those certain goals move from year to year to year, those goals that you haven't yet achieved. And it can be a bit disempowering, a bit demotivating when you see that you may not have made the progress that you had wanted to. But today I'm going to share with you the hidden secret to getting everything you want. And it's the subheading for my bestseller, The Most Powerful Goal Achievement System in the World. The most powerful goal achievement system in the world, the hidden secret to getting everything you want. So today's session is really condensation of the entire book, the entire system. And it is quite unique. In fact, it goes into areas of goal achievement, goal setting that other books simply don't cover, or if they do, in very, very little detail. And that's the nature of the subconscious mind, how to use your subconscious mind to achieve your goals far more easily. And that's why it's got so many 5-star reviews on Amazon, because it works. Thousands and thousands of people around the world have tested it and it works. So before we get started, let's, every month I do a quick summary of what we covered last month. So if this is your first live training, you'll be able to go back and watch last month's session, because it's actually very key to this month's session. So why people struggle to achieve what they want, because they clearly do. And also the 7 reasons you must set goals. So if you watched last month, this is the perfect follow-on from that. There are 7 reasons you must set goals. And as I mentioned last month, there have been studies conducted into people who have set goals and who haven't set goals, and their lives generally turn out very differently. So why you must become clear about your goals in life. If you're not clear, it's very hard to reach a very specific destination. And if you interview hundreds and hundreds or thousands of highly successful people and ask them, were you clear when you start setting your goals? And very few of them will say, no, very unclear. Clarity is a prerequisite for success. And also I shared with you, discover exactly what you want, even if you're not quite sure. Excuse me. And we'll go into that again, because it's really important. And I also shared with you high performance techniques for doubling your focus, and how to assess your strengths and your weaknesses, so you need which areas to focus on the most. That is a way of saving you an enormous amount of time by not chasing dreams or not going for goals that aren't that meaningful. So many people spend years trying to achieve a goal, only to reach that goal, reach that destination, and finally it's not as fulfilling as they had thought that it would be. So that's a way of avoiding endless years of heartache, and to evaluate each goal
and only pursue it if it stacks up to all the, what would you say, check boxes. There's a way of knowing in advance if, when you reach your goal, whether it will be deeply fulfilling or not. So that was last month. So what will we cover today? Well, 10 steps to achieve your goals faster in 2022. 10 very clear steps. Number 1, how to get clarity on your individual goals. Number 2, discovering your big why for each of your goals. Number 3, the importance of grouping goals with deadlines. You'll find that in every goal achievement system. And number 4, how to overcome every limiting belief holding you back. Because you know what? That's the one thing that sabotages most people's chances of a better life. Limiting beliefs. Even if you believe consciously you can achieve something, if you've got so much conditioning, so much negative conditioning that, negative conditioning holds people back from achieving what they want in life. Even if they believe they can achieve something consciously, but they have so much negative conditioning. That's the biggest thing that stops people achieving their goals. Very sad, but I'll share with you a very simple strategy for rooting out every limiting belief. Every limiting belief in every area of your life. Very simple technique that is completely life-changing. So that's number 4. Number 5, creating a goal anchor for achieving your goals faster. A way of, what would you say, imbuing power and energy and excitement into your goals and your affirmations. Affirmations we will talk about as well. It's a very, very important subject, because the more positive, empowering statements or commands or programs, you might say, you put into your subconscious mind, which is your supercomputer between your ears, the more positive, clear instructions with excitement and emotion, the more quickly you'll achieve your goals. Because unfortunately, most goal achievement systems really only focus on your conscious mind, what to do with your conscious mind. But when you have your subconscious working for you instead of against you, most people have it working against them, everything changes. Everything changes. It's like opening a huge oak door that's been closed for 1,000 years, opening it, and the possibility, opening to enormous benefit and potential. And once you engage your subconscious mind, everything changes. Okay, so creating a goal anchor for achieving your goals faster by injecting positive, powerful emotions into your goals. And the easy way to create highly charged goals. And also 7, how to convert your goals into affirmations. And that's another thing that is quite unique to this system, and I'll explain that more in detail. And number 8, simple ways to optimize your health, energy and brain power. Because it's very hard to achieve your goals if you're dragging yourself around and you're very low energy, and you're not looking after your body or your mind, and you're not getting enough exercise. It's very hard to achieve the bigger things in life. And number 9, high performance tools to achieve what others can't. I'm a real big believer of minimum effort, maximum result. The biggest bang for your buck. I mean, you can work really, really, really hard trying to achieve something and burn out in the process, or you can work the smart way. It doesn't mean no hard work, but it means that massive results from each one of your efforts. So I'll share that with you. And number 10, how to find your own major life purpose. So many people over the years tell me, I don't know what my purpose in life is. I'm not sure, I haven't found my purpose. And actually, it's a lot easier to find your purpose. A lot easier than you may think. And when you know your purpose in life, and you're really clear on that purpose, and you really feel what your purpose is, it's so much easier to achieve your goals. It's so much easier to create the sort of life that others just dream about. So I'm going to share all these things with you today. Really powerful stuff, life-changing stuff. And as I say, it's December, right at the beginning, right before the beginning of the new year. So by using this system, you can achieve in 2022 things that you may have thought impossible up until this point. Okay? So let's get straight into it. So 10 steps to achieve your goals faster in 2022. Here's a screenshot of my bestseller, The Most Powerful Goal Achievement System in the World. And if you are a Secrets of Success Mentoring Program member, you'll find a free copy in the resources section. And if you're not, well, you know, I'm literally giving them away on Amazon. Unfortunately, authors cannot give away their books on Amazon for free. Amazon doesn't allow that, but you can get the Kindle version for $1, which is the lowest amount you could sell any book for. The paperback, I think, is $16 or thereabouts, but I'm literally giving them away because I want this book and this system to get into the hands of as many people as possible and transform as many people's lives as possible. So that's why it's only $1. So if you don't set goals, your life can drift. You're sad reality. So you must set goals. You must set goals. If you don't set goals, generally people just react to changing external circumstances. That's what happens if you don't set goals. As things happen, you react to those things and you do what's necessary. But unless you have a really clear direction and you're making efforts the whole time to move towards that direction, life can drift. Life can drift. Your environment can decide for you how your life turns out rather than you deciding. That's the difference between setting goals and not setting goals. And as I say, scientific studies have gone into this, have shown this. And you can just, as I say, yeah, you can just react to changing external events. And you can end up just settling for second best. That's awful, and that describes the life. So many people ending up putting up a second best, always settling for second best, or third best, or fourth best. Life can be a lot better than that. So what happens when you keep just putting up a second best? You become disillusioned and disempowered. You know, I remember in my teens and early 20s, I hated these two words, goal achievement, goal setting. Oh, those words were like sort of weighing down on your shoulders. A bit like the words self-discipline. Oh, heavy, you know. But honestly, goal setting is your ticket to achieving everything you could ever hope for in life. So, and stop any chances of you becoming disempowered and disillusioned. Okay, so the benefits of goal setting, really, your goals determine your life. When you set goals, you discover what you're truly capable of. Because when you set a goal, quite naturally, obstacles occur. And those obstacles are there to teach you certain things about yourself. So when you set goals, there's a lot of personal development that goes on. You become far more capable, far more resourceful. You learn all sorts of stuff you wouldn't have learned before. The other alternative is to drift, just react to changing external circumstances. And that is so disempowering and disillusioning. You've got to set goals. And also, another benefit of goal setting is you've greater impact and influence. I think it's so important that we become all we can in life and act as a beacon of hope for others. And when they see us achieving amazing things, you know, some people might be a bit jealous or resentful, but mostly people, when you become more impactful and influential, most people will be, you know, really want to know what your secret is. So setting goals will help you to become a lot more impactful and influential, and help you to overcome your limitations. This is a great thing about setting goals. We all have certain limitations, but when you stretch your life by setting a goal and moving towards that goal, little baby steps, not huge leaps forward. You can if you want, but goal setting is a simple thing. It's simple little baby steps add up to massive changes over time. And as I say, personal growth happens. You overcome your current limitations when you set goals, and it creates huge forward momentum in your life, a huge forward thrust as opposed to drifting. Okay, so and also, setting goals, they empower you to Create measurable change in your life. Measurable change. You can see your progress. And that is even more empowering. And you will find that you'll go for bigger and bigger and bigger goals. As you start achieving your goals, your confidence grows. Your confidence, not necessarily in the goal achievement system, but in your own ability. Okay? So this whole system is about maximizing your ability. And as your confidence grows, what was once impossible suddenly becomes possible. 1 second, I'm getting parched already. To your very good health. Ah, that's great. Our water comes straight out of the ground. It's great. Anyway, so that's, last one. They allow you to create a far better life. Setting goals, obviously. Okay. So step 1, 10-step system, as I say. Step 1, how to get clarity on your individual goals. I ask so many people, what are your dreams? What do you want to achieve in your life, during your life? What are your passions? And a lot of people have this blank expression. I'm not actually sure. Oh, that's awful. It's so important to get clear on what you want. Otherwise, your life can drift. And one decade can turn into another. And just dissatisfaction and second best, so it's so important to get clear on what you want, first of all. So do a goal brainstorming session. All you need is a pen and paper. All you need is a pen and paper and 30 minutes of your time. Wow, could be the best 30 minutes you've ever spent in your life. Getting clear on what you want. So, this goal brainstorming, what do? Well, you just get a single piece of paper and a pen and write down all the things that come into your mind, what you'd love to do by the time you leave this world. Even dreams you've given up on as a kid maybe, but I always wanted to do this or that. Write it all down. Doesn't matter if some of it sounds crazy. You can always cross off the crazy ones later. But you know what? As you achieve bigger and bigger goals, even the crazy ones might become possible for you. So do this goal brainstorming session for every area of your life. Finances, career, relationships, recreation, health, personal growth. Because personal growth is really important. People feel more alive when they're growing. When we're stagnating, that's a slow death. So this is just an action. This is what would you say? Step by step by step. How to do this. Firstly, write down all the things you want to achieve during your life. Number 2, include those things in your life that cause you to suffer by converting each one into its opposite. Now, why? Well, whenever I ask someone, what do you want to, what do you want? What are your goals? What do you want to achieve? And they get this blank expression, I'm not sure. Then the next question I always ask is, well, are there any things in your life right now that you're not happy with? Are there things causing you to suffer, worry? And everybody says, yeah, of course. Okay. An example might be, you're always skint. You have no money at the end of the month. You get your paycheck and, you spent it all at the end of the month. No money to save or invest or go on vacations or holidays. And that's awful, So what could you do with that? Well, you could turn it into its opposite. Always being broke at the end of the month, turn that into a goal. That every month, at the end of each month, you'll have so much to invest and save and go on vacations. You can convert something that's causing you to suffer into its absolute opposite. And you've just created a goal that is full of burning desire, as Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, said. Summon up a burning desire. Look at every area of your life that's causing you to suffer. Might be relationships. Then convert that into a goal that you have a wonderfully fulfilling relationship. It might be career. Your career just isn't moving the way you want. Convert that into an amazing, into a goal where you have a wonderfully fulfilling career. And get really specific. So what I'm saying here is, if you are not sure in your goals, okay, if you're not sure what you want to achieve during your life, Write down all your dissatisfactions and convert them into goals. Okay, very, very powerful. Okay, so next part, cross off any of the goals that don't feel particularly important to you. Okay, but if you've included any of these things in your life that cause you to suffer by converting them into their opposite, well, you won't be crossing off any of those because you'll be motivated to achieve them. Okay, so brainstorming session, 30 minutes, 1 hour, you know, it's an hour or 30 minutes that can change your life. And finally, you repeat this process for each area of your life. Do it for finances, do it for career, do it for relationships, okay? And you might have 20, 30, 40 goals there, and you can always cross off those that aren't that important later on, okay? So very, very, very powerful way of getting crystal clear on what you want to achieve during your life. Really clear. Even, don't worry if some of them sound unrealistic at this point. You know, as you gain confidence, as you achieve your goals, your understanding of your own ability increases, and you will find you're going after goals that would have been impossible before. What would you say? I'm achieving goals now that would have been impossible to me 10 years ago. And I have goals that right now that I know I will achieve that would have been impossible to me 5 years ago. Even believe it's possible. Impossible, you know, things that I'm doing now I honestly thought would have been impossible during this lifetime, for me anyway. So as your capabilities grow, the size of your vision for what you can create in your life and in society grows in the same equal proportion. So, okay, simple goal brainstorming session. Step 2, discover your big why for each of your goals. As I mentioned earlier, it was a recap of last month, a way of drilling down to evaluate each goal to see if it's really worthwhile or not. This is another way of doing that. And here's a process chart to clarify the exercise. First of all, write down your goal, any one of the goals that you want to apply this to, and add the word "so that." So, say for instance, you want a nice new car. I want a nice new car, and state the type of car, so that. And under that "so that," write out your reason why. Okay? Just write it out. And then you repeat it so that, okay, I want a nice new BMW so that, whatever the reason is, and then so that, and drill down until you get to your underlying motivating reason why. This can save enormous amount of energy and effort wasted on goals that may turn out to be not that fulfilling. A typical example, I know I've given this example before, but back in the early 1990s, early to mid 1990s, I started really tasting the fruits of my success, of all my efforts in my first business that I built from scratch. I sold it to a multinational after, I think, 14 years. It took me 14 years to get to that point. But I remember that, when I started really tasting the fruits of my labor, and I buy this new thing, this new gadget, this new car, and I was a bit materialistic for a couple of years. I'm so glad I went through that, because I discovered very quickly, relatively speaking, compared to many people's lives, I discovered very, very quickly that true joy, true fulfillment is not remotely dependent on what you have, material possessions. Yes, we all need a level of security, and there's that constant fear in most people's lives of loss, and we do have needs, and money is very important because it satisfies certain absolute needs. Put money on, put bread on the table and feed our family. Okay, I think there's a lot of confusion over money. Some people think it's the root of all evil. Absolutely not. And it's an exchange for time and energy and contribution to society that you have made. There's nothing bad about that. But if we base our lives just on materialistic things and getting things and buying things and anyway, look, for me, I discovered very early in my career that I was chasing after superficial dreams and goals that when I drilled down using this process, I didn't know about that process then, but this has come out of that. I discovered that the time and energy and money I spent chasing certain goals was wasted in a way. So this is a very simple process where you can get down to your big reason why for each of your goals and discover if it really is a big reason why or just a superficial one. You know, for me, driving a nice brand new BMW, I'd feel successful. Why wasn't I already feeling successful? Did I need trinkets like a car to make myself feel successful? Ooh, a bit of personal development needed there maybe. That was the case for me all the way back in the mid-1990s. You know, so the car, brand new BMW, was allowing me to avoid personal development so that I was, so that I would have more, what would you say, self-confidence. It was a way of avoiding building my own self-confidence, my own self-worth. So we don't need trinkets to do that. So this is a simple exercise that can save you oceans of time and effort chasing goals that really aren't that important. So it's important to find out if each of your goals has a really valid reason why or not. Okay, so the result is, and I suggest to understand this process really, really, really clearly if you're not already really clear, and this goes for every single, slide I have up on the screen here, get a copy of my book, because it's all there in detail if you need to really understand. I don't have time to go into, we don't have time today to go into each area of the book in huge depth, okay, but it's all there, it's all there. So the result, when you do this big reason why for each of your goals, you should now have great clarity on worthwhile, meaningful goals and avoid wasting time and energy on goals that may end up being dissatisfying, unfulfilling, or that just enable you to avoid things you need to change within yourself. More water to your good health. That's great. The house is hot. I'm getting parched because it's very cold outside. So step number 3, group your goals with deadlines. You'll get this in every goal achievement system in the world. So nothing unique in this part, but it's important. So group your goals, short-term goals, the next 3 months or so, medium-term goals within the next year or so, and long-term goals the next 5 to 10 years. So when you give each goal a deadline, you give each goal a deadline of a specific date because your subconscious mind needs specifics to work on, and we'll get into the subconscious mind in a moment. You need to be very clear, very definite on your short-term, medium-term and long-term goals. And obviously, it's your short-term goals. Don't make them huge goals. That's crazy. Like, become a rock star in 3 months if you can't even sing. That's stupid. You're just setting yourself up for failure. So your goals, obviously your short-term goals, should be fairly easy to achieve. And, you would have been able to achieve them anyway with a little bit of extra effort. Medium-term goals should be a bit more challenging. Long-term goals, big stuff, Okay. So your subconscious mind, this is fundamental to everything we're covering today. This is the core of the most powerful goal achievement system in the world. This is what sets it apart from other goal achievement systems and what makes it powerful. Okay, so your subconscious mind makes up about 95% of your entire mind. We think of our mind as the part of us that thinks consciously about things and formulates words and sentences, and well, that's only a tiny percent of our mind. Our subconscious mind, well, firstly it controls all of our automated bodily functions, the beating of our heart, the breathing of our lungs, the release of chemicals. If we were to have to focus on making our heart beat with our conscious mind or our lungs breathe, we'd be in trouble very quickly. So it's a very necessary part that keeps us alive. But it also files, catalogues and records all your experiences. You think, what? Well, if you go to a hypnotherapist and you know, if that hypnotherapist asks you, well, can you remember, you know, your third birthday party? Can you remember who was there? You know, what presents you got? Who was in the room? Yes, of course not. I can, well, very few people can remember their third birthday party, but a hypnotherapist could put you into a very deep, relaxed state called hypnosis, where you can access such memories. And it's amazing, but under hypnosis, in this relaxed, focused state, where you have complete control, you can pull yourself out of it like that. Nobody is taking control over you, not at all. But it's allowing you to access part of your mind that you're not consciously aware of most of the time. And in a state of hypnosis, you can remember everything about your third birthday party. You know, the cake, your parents, exactly who was around the table, in what positions, whether a bird flew by the window, whether there was a fly buzzing around the kitchen or the room that you're having your birthday cake in, smells, everything that you encounter in life is stored, filed, catalogued and recorded and stored in your subconscious mind. And it's there. It's there for accessing should you need to do so. So this is fact. This is fact. Your subconscious mind files, catalogues and records all your experiences, both positive and negative. And we'll talk a little bit about the negative later, because we've all been conditioned. From the moment we're born, we're told what we should think and what we should believe, and advertising on the radio and TV and religions and governments, everybody's telling us to believe this and believe that and believe we're capable of this and not capable of that. It's, whoa, dangerous stuff, and most people have massive amount of limiting beliefs, negative, self-sabotaging beliefs, which we will look at later on how to cancel that. So, also, the amazing thing about the subconscious mind, your subconscious mind is a gateway to unlimited wisdom. What? How can that be? A gateway to unlimited wisdom. And for example, I put here Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was an inventor, and sometimes he would, if he was trying to figure out some technical problem with his conscious mind, but just couldn't crack it, just couldn't get the solution he was looking for, he'd take a cat nap, he'd go to sleep for 30 minutes, 1 hour, and before going to sleep, he'd firmly lodge in his mind the problem that he needed a solution to. He requested of his subconscious mind, give me the answer, give me the solution. Here's the problem. Here, I want a solution, I expect a solution, I know I'm going to get a solution, give it to me when I'm waking up. And so many times, so many cases, he'd waken up and he'd have the exact solution there in his mind, in his conscious mind. This is the amazing, unlimited wisdom we all possess. And we can all get answers to all sorts of problems and difficulties and challenges and things we cannot figure out with our conscious mind. And I have used this technique myself many times with utterly and completely mind-blowing results, life-changing. So I know how this works, okay? So it's a gateway to unlimited wisdom, your subconscious mind. Now, as I say, we've all been conditioned. We all have. You see, your subconscious mind is most responsive to repetition and emotion. And if you hear the same thing again and again and again, or you're told the same thing again and again and again, especially if there's a lot of emotion present about that saying or that thing or that idea that's been conveyed to you, it becomes a belief. Not necessarily conscious belief, but subconscious belief. And everybody has all sorts of subconscious beliefs, negative beliefs that sabotage their ability to achieve a wonderful life. Even if you believe you can achieve something, but subconsciously you've got so much conditioning, it can still be impossible, no matter what effort you make to achieve it. Very sad. So, and this is exactly what I'm saying. Here's a guy running towards a target, but look, he's got a part of himself, literally clawing backwards. So consciously you want, subconsciously you don't. Very serious. Your subconscious beliefs always win out. So I'm going to teach you a way to root out your limiting beliefs, your subconscious negative beliefs, so that you can cancel them. And this means that if you have an area of life that you've never seemed to be able to achieve what you want, use this technique, and what was once impossible can suddenly become possible. It's my gift to you. It's wonderful. Anyway, your subconscious mind literally creates the circumstances of your life, because it's like a computer programs that are running on autopilot that become a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, ideas suddenly come into our mind. That's via the subconscious mind. You know, ideas pop into everyone's mind just spontaneously like that. That's the workings of your subconscious mind. And you know, if you're full of negative, limiting beliefs, your ideas and thoughts that will come into your mind will be a reflection of those negative thoughts, negative limiting, you know, that subconscious conditioning. Not good. So, fortunately, your subconscious mind can be influenced. You can influence it, okay? Oh, wrong way. And you can literally reprogram your mind for success. That sounds, what? It's true. Basically, you can program it through repetition and emotion. As I say, your subconscious mind is most responsive to repeated thoughts and things you hear with emotion. And the way to cancel negative limiting beliefs is using exactly the same process. It's like reprogramming your supercomputer. So it's working for you instead of against you. And we get into that in more detail in a moment. So step number 4, right now actually, overcome limiting beliefs holding you back. This is a very, 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 very simple technique. And it is mind-blowingly life-changing. Okay, so you can apply this to any area of your life where you've been held back. And one big area for so many people, most people actually, is around wealth. Most people are not wealthy. Most people are very poor, literally just above the breadline. In fact, I heard a statistic, I don't know how accurate it is, but it feels accurate, that most people are literally 2 paychecks away from losing everything. 2 paychecks away from destitution. Awful, awful. So, for example, let's use this as an example, wealth and financial success. You say this sentence out loud. This is only using wealth or limiting beliefs surrounding wealth that you may have. But you can apply this to any area of your life. So we're looking at wealth as an example. So you read this sentence out, and you need to do this part of the exercise really fast, really fast. You want your subconscious responses, the immediate ideas and thoughts that come from your mind. The second part we do really slowly, okay? So you read this sentence aloud. I can't become or achieve something because, in this case, wealth. I can't become rich because, first thing that comes to your mind, write it down, no matter how crazy it sounds, okay? So quickly write out a single reason why it's not possible for you. Repeat the above 2 steps until you have uncovered 10 limiting beliefs. Examples. I can't become rich because rich people are greedy. That's one I've heard a lot of people say. And then you say it again. I can't become rich because money doesn't grow on trees. Ooh, the universe is full of lack. Is that true? Write it down. First thing that comes to your mind. I can't become rich because everybody'd hate me. Oh, my goodness. Yours are going to be different, but you have to do this really fast. The first thing, I can't become rich because, the first thing that comes to mind, write it down. Read it out again. I can't become rich because, the first thing that comes to mind, write it down. It doesn't matter how crazy it seems. Write them down. Do this 10 times, okay? 10 times. You may be very surprised by what negative beliefs are rattling around in your mind about wealth, okay? Now, once you have done this, once you've uncovered 10 limiting beliefs surrounding wealth, score each belief between 1 and 10. The stronger the feeling, the higher the score. You look at each of your responses and just read each one to yourself. And does it bring up a lot of feeling when you read it to yourself? Rich people are greedy, or maybe 4 out of 10. Everybody'd hate me, 7 out of 10. Oh, that's rated higher. So what you do is you then take the 4, the highest scores, the most emotional charge. It doesn't matter if you can rationally figure out why they have a lot of feeling attached to them. You whittle your list of 10 down to 4. Okay, so select the 4 limiting beliefs with the highest scores. These are definitely limiting beliefs that are holding you back from achieving an abundant life. They are limiting beliefs that are no doubt keeping you in poverty. So, what do we do with them? We cancel them. This part you do slowly, really slowly. This part, over here you're using your subconscious mind. That's why you have to do it so quickly. Here you're using your conscious mind, and you do it slowly. So first of all, slowly write out that we've got 4 limiting beliefs here, okay, with powerful charge, emotional charge. Slowly write out as many reasons as possible that counteract each of these 4 limiting beliefs. You need to do each one by one, okay? And come up with as many reasons as possible that are the opposites to these. So instead of saying, I can't become rich because money doesn't grow on trees, you can say something you might come up with, I can become rich because I live in a universe of abundance. That would be the opposite to money doesn't grow on trees. Or over here you might have, I can't become rich because rich people are greedy. You might come up with an opposing belief, that is, I can become rich because rich people are generous, and so am I. Okay, so you do this for each of the 4 limiting beliefs. Really, really powerful. You're using your conscious mind slowly to come up with opposite beliefs that loosen the power your subconscious beliefs have over you. So what do you do with it then? Well, select the single most empowering reason that counteracts each one of your 4 limiting beliefs. So you might have for each one of these limiting beliefs, you might have 4, 5, 6, 7 counteracting statements. Whittle it down. So select the single most empowering reason that counteracts each one of your 4 limiting beliefs. Whittle it down so you have 1 for each belief. Okay, really powerful, positive statement that will cancel these. So what do you do with them then? Well, this is where the magic happens. You convert each one of your empowering reasons into separate affirmations, and you repeat them daily while triggering your goal anchor. What on earth is this? Well, that's coming up in steps 5 to 7. Affirmations are a way of reprogramming your subconscious mind, a way of erasing limiting beliefs, subconscious limiting beliefs that are affecting you. They are extremely powerful, and your subconscious mind absolutely takes them as commands that it then goes to work on. So it's a way of reprogramming your own mind for success rather than the default failure that it may be focusing on. Okay, really powerful stuff. So I think that's it. Next, okay, let's go back here. I said also about a goal anchor, affirmations and a goal anchor. So a goal anchor is a way of infusing each of your goals or affirmations with raw, positive, powerful emotion. As I say, the language of the subconscious mind is repetition and emotion. Okay, so I'm going to teach you a way how to use your emotions in a very powerful way you've probably never done before. Awesomely powerful. Okay, so create a goal anchor. Creating your goal anchor is really easy. Creating this really powerful positive emotion that you can inject into your affirmations is really, really, really simple. All you have to do, and you only have to create this goal anchor once in your entire life. Once. Take you about 30 minutes to do it. maybe less. And then it becomes a tool you can use like that anytime you want. So what you do is you recall times in your past when you felt strong, positive emotions. You know, for example, it could be deep gratitude, deep happiness, or a time when anything seemed possible. A lot of people call these 10 out of 10 experiences. Just think back over your life and come up with times in your past where they're just so full of joy and emotion and really positive emotion, you know, where anything is possible, or thank you universe, that sort of feeling. So just take a bit of time to go through your entire life. You don't have to remember every event, but just look back, cast your mind back. I mean, anyone can remember the really painful things and the really positive. It just takes a few minutes to find one or two of those events, or even 10 of those events. And you pick the one that has the most power, the most positive emotions. So choose one with the strongest positive emotions. And then you focus on that experience for a few minutes. You relive it in as much detail as possible, as though it were happening now, as though you were reliving the event. And, you know, allow those feelings, whatever they are, you know, positive feelings, for instance, gratitude, joy, fulfillment, or the feeling that anything is possible. Yes, I can do anything. Allow that feeling, those feelings, to build strongly within you. And how do you do that? By reliving the experience in as much detail as possible. And remember the feelings, remember the sounds, remember the environment. That's how you can relive such an experience with maximum emotional impact. So after a few minutes, when you are overflowing with powerful positive emotions, once you are in that state where it was, yes, thank you, that really powerful positive, the feelings of the original event, once you feel that, allow that feeling to build, at the point where you're literally overflowing with powerful positive emotions, all you do is, you can do this with your right hand or your left hand, it doesn't matter which fingers, but most people, thumb and forefinger of the right hand. When you're overflowing with these positive, powerful emotions, bring your thumb and forefinger together gently and squeeze for a few seconds. As you experience those powerful, positive emotions. And then let go. Simple as that. Now you've set your anchor. You've created your anchor. This is from neuro-linguistic programming. This is an NLP technique. Very, very, very simple. Incredibly effective. Really powerful. So what do you do with this goal anchor? Well, you use it when you are doing your affirmations, or if you're thinking about your goals. So you might be thinking about your goal, you know, and it might be a big goal, and you start having doubts. Oh gosh, will I ever achieve it? That's the time. Bring your thumb and forefinger together, squeeze gently. Guess what happens? It's like flicking a switch. Those powerful positive emotions that from that experience in the past will come flooding back. Okay? And then you can focus on the outcome you want to see rather than what your negative inner voice is telling you. That cancels it, just like the previous step. It's when you use your goal anchor while doing your affirmations, which is the subconscious programming thing I was telling you about, it increases the power, I don't know, probably 100,000-fold. You know, huge. I didn't say 100,000-fold, but probably 100-fold, maybe 1,000-fold. I don't know, but it's really powerful. Okay, very, very simple. Just need some more water. To your very good health. Oh, that's good. So that's goal anchor. This is all in my book in much greater detail. So step 6, create highly charged goals. Okay, I've told you how you can imbue your goals with powerful, positive emotion. But wouldn't it be great if your goals were very full of emotion anyway? So you read them, anytime you read them, you know, immediately they evoke lots of powerful, positive emotion, even if you're not using your goal anchor. Well, you can do that. You can do that. Very, very powerful. To have the goals in of themselves highly motivating, okay? Because then you're going to want to make effort to chase them. You'll want to move in that direction. So, Desires. My understanding is desire actually one of the most, probably the most powerful force in the universe. And desires can be creative or destructive. Desire, can result in war, or it can result in the most wonderful peace and contribution to society. We all have positive and negative desires, okay, to varying extents, but desire in and of itself has amazing power. I often give the analogy, and forgive me if you've heard me say this a million times before, I often think of desire as being a bit like a battery in a cell phone, a mobile phone. Without a battery, you can't speak with anyone anywhere, not even your next door neighbor. But with a battery, you can speak with anyone anywhere in the world. It's like desire is the transmitting force of your prayers out into the universe, the transmitting force for your goals out into the universe, and also your desires have massive effect on your subconscious mind, which literally brings you what you want. So desire is really important. So desire, in my understanding, it's the creative force of the universe. And when you inject strong desire into your goals, it's extremely powerful. That's why I gave you the goal anchor technique. But having goals that are full of highly charged, full of desire, in and of itself is a fantastic thing. It's very easy to do. So you condense your list of goals. Okay, you've got your list of goals. How do you condense them? Well, simply group goals that can support each other. Each condensed goal should include at least one powerful motivating factor. So say, for instance, you've got... most of our goals are not goals in isolation. They're all related to other goals that we may have. And if you find you can group some of your goals into groups, so you're literally achieving them all together at the same time, as it were, by grouping them together, goals that you may want to achieve but don't feel that strongly about, you can achieve them more easily if you link them to goals you feel really strongly about. So you may or may not be able to do this, grouping goals, but I would strongly suggest you give it a try, because it can just speed up the process and make it a lot easier when you are linking one of your minor goals to one of the goals you feel really strongly about. It can just speed up the whole process, okay? So that's step number 6. Now, affirmations, really important. This is all around the same topic. What are they? Affirmations are short, concise statements you make to yourself frequently with emotion. I like this picture here. A guy who's painting or drawing, or painting a picture, or using pen and ink or whatever, to create his own image. But his own image is actually creating him. And this is so true. We create our lives according to how we think. We create our lives according to how we think. Our lives don't just happen to us. We create them through the images we repeatedly give to our subconscious mind. Are we constantly dwelling on negative thoughts, negative feelings? Oh, that's the worst self-sabotage we could possibly have. And we're all guilty of this to some level, but being aware of it allows us to do something about it. And when you use affirmations, positive, empowering statements you make to yourself aloud, morning and evening, once, maybe twice a day, with emotion, it rewrites everything. You create the image you create for your life. It can be amazing. Your self-image, how you feel about yourself, what you believe to be possible for you, determines everything. So affirmations are one of your greatest mind programming tools, your subconscious mind programming tools. So short, concise statements you make to yourself frequently with emotion, and they help you to overcome limiting beliefs. They allow you to create a success mindset. And they can be used also to overcome fears. A lot of people use them to overcome fears. And they can enable you to be more courageous. And they can definitely help you to achieve your goals faster. And they're really powerful. They really work. Affirmations really work. Oh, my goodness, the number of experiences I've heard of people using affirmations. Oh, precisely what they want to happen happens. It's just, it can be like magic, okay? You need to know how to use the software that runs in your mind to get the results that you want. If you don't, I think every computer comes with an operating system and, manuals of how to use the thing. Human brain doesn't, So if you don't know any of these things, you just continue through life, using a fraction of your computer. And then you suddenly discover it's capable of so much more. Well, this is, what I'm teaching you is the, the human brain operator's manual, or a big chunk of it. And it really works. Okay, so this guy here his name was Emile Coué. He was He was I think a French psychologist, and he was, I don't know if he's the father of affirmations, but he certainly used them. He's one of the forerunners of affirmations, and he had patients who were, I think, suffering mental illness, and he would get all his patients to just say this simple sentence several times a day. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. You've definitely heard that before. It's really famous. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. And just that alone enabled so many of his patients, and a huge number of them, huge percentage, to become better psychologically and to feel better. It's amazing. Maybe he stumbled upon it. I don't know. But he came up with this idea, he tested it and it worked, and millions of people have at this point, billions perhaps at this point. Step number 7, convert your goals into affirmations. This is very definitely another thing that sets my system, the most powerful goal achievement system in the world, apart from other systems. Because affirmations are incredibly powerful, but what about if you were to convert each of your goals into an affirmation? So you're not just reading your goals, you're actually planting them into your subconscious mind in a way where your subconscious mind goes to work for you to bring them to fruition. That is awesomely powerful, and you've got to use this because it can change your life. So you convert your goals into affirmations. So affirmations, firstly, they should be in the present tense. Usually they include the word I am, I am. They should be positive. They should be personal, as I say, I am is a great one, and they should be specific. Then often they can include a time reference. Not always, but it can be a good thing, because your subconscious mind needs specifics to work on. If you can include a time reference, by November 12th or whatever, good thing. Okay, they should include a feeling word such as grateful. I am grateful for blah, 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 blah. They should also include an action word, learning, enjoying, etc. And they should be concise, not too wordy. Whenever I create affirmations, usually the sentence is long, but then I whittle it down. I try to take words out and condense the meaning with as few words as possible. It takes a little bit of work, but it can make it a lot more accessible and effective. So what do you do with these affirmations? Well, you repeat your affirmations every morning and evening with emotion, while visualizing what it will be like when you have achieved your goal. Okay? Project your mind into the future of, when you'll achieve the goal. What will it feel like? If it's for example, if your goal is to be really wealthy by a certain date, in your mind's eye, look at your bank balance, maybe online banking, and look at it and all the zeros after the numbers, and that's just a silly example, but maybe not so silly. That's an example. Immerse yourself in the visualization of what it will be like when you achieve your goal, and you bring all this powerful energy and focus and excitement using your goal anchor while you are doing the visualization. These are the commands that you give your subconscious mind that have maximum effect. So as I say, this is much greater depth in my book. We don't have time to go into each topic too deeply, okay, unfortunately. Otherwise this will be hours long instead of an hour. So yeah, remember to use your goal anchor when you're doing your affirmations, and do them morning and evening, whatever time suits. Maybe when you're waking up in the morning, maybe before you go to bed at night, maybe both times. It just takes a couple of minutes. Treat it like as a meditation, or do it while you're meditating, okay? So, an example affirmation. So what does an affirmation look like or sound like? Well, here's a typical affirmation that someone could use if they feel really pessimistic and very low in energy and they feel very stuck in their life. Very simple. Today I am full of energy and overflowing with joy. You might be the opposite. I think, that's a total fraud. I don't feel that at all. Doesn't matter. If you do this every day and you use your goal anchor, you do this twice a day, pretty much guarantee that after time, often quite quickly, you'll feel different. You start to feel lighter. You start to feel lighter. If you've been following my work for any length of time, you'll know that years ago I lost everything. I had been very successful in business. I'd sold my company to a multinational, made bad investments, trusted the wrong people, and I lost everything. Our son was born, and I remember spending our last 10 euros in the entire world. I could no longer feed my wife and our little baby or myself. It was the most frightening and horrendous experience of my life, but it taught me so many amazing things that I'm so grateful for, and this is why I can do and why I do what I do now. But how did I change that situation? I used the power of gratitude. I brought up gratitude every 30 minutes of the day, brought it up, and how the hell can you remember, how can you be grateful when you're suffering so deeply? You remember a time in the past where you felt deep gratitude and you dwell in that memory. I didn't know about anchoring or any of that. That came later. But we can bring up powerful, positive emotion. And if you've created your goal anchor using the technique I showed you earlier, you can bring it up anytime you want. Just squeeze the thumb and forefinger together. So you do that while reciting your affirmation. Do it a few times, 3 times maybe more. Morning and then again in the evening. Today I'm full of energy and overflowing with joy. Today I'm full of energy and overflowing with joy. Today I'm full of energy and overflowing with joy. And even if you're feeling pretty crappy, do this regularly, you will start to feel different. Your subconscious mind takes note and takes control in a positive way, okay? Another one might be, to make more money. You're broke the whole time. I am making $20,000 each month and deeply grateful for the abundance I am receiving, okay? Another simple example. So that's affirmations. My book goes into it in a bit more detail, I think, but it's all there. You can take your time and read it slowly. So, step number 8. If you are not looking after your health and you're trying to achieve your goals, but you're feeding your body with terrible food and you're never taking any exercise and you're all sluggish and you're full of brain fog and you can't focus, very hard to achieve your goals. So, obviously, if you want to achieve your goals and the better things in life so much more easily, you got to pay some attention to your health. What you put in your body, the exercise you take, the thoughts that you choose, really important. And you know what? The food you eat has an effect on how you think. You can eat very dead food and it can make you feel sluggish and maybe not so positive. Or you can feed yourself live, good foods that boost your brain power and make you feel better and think more positive thoughts. I think, as human beings, we're very focused. Get fit, important, but get fit. It's always physical exercise. I know your brain is part of your physicality, but how many people talk about your brain, giving your brain what it needs? Mental exercise and nutrients. Very few people talk about this. Fundamentally important. What if you could be smarter and more effective and think more clearly, wouldn't you achieve your goals more easily with less effort? I know that this is fact. Okay, so optimize your physical health. Energy is a very important topic for goal achievement. Absolutely. And there's this concept in the Far East of chi, or life force. I'm not going to go into it in detail, but basically energy comes in from our environment as well as our food, and it's distributed around the body along pathways called the acupuncture system, the meridians. They're literally rivers of energy, and they can be observed with scientific instruments. Acupuncture works. Well, every medical insurance company, health insurance company, will cover you for it, or most do, because they know it works. So if your body isn't getting enough chi, you can not feel so good. And there's ways, very simple ways, you can boost the energy distribution around your body. And there's a fact that your body affects your mind, and your mind affects your body. So as I say, if you're giving yourself if you're eating very bad quality foods, it definitely affects your brain and your mind and how you think. But likewise, you can make yourself sick through negative thought. Repeat it, and people do. That's scientifically been proved. If you're very negative all the time, your brain releases all sorts of chemicals that are harmful. And if you're very positive and optimistic, it does the opposite. Okay, so your mind and your body affect each other to a very huge degree. And I've mentioned Edgar Cayce before. He had a system called CARE, it's for optimal health. A very simple system. CARE, circulation, assimilation, relaxation, and elimination. We need to what would you say, maximize the effectiveness of our circulation, the assimilation of our food, and get adequate relaxation. And we need to be able to eliminate properly for optimum health. I'm not going to go into this in detail, it's in the book. So basically, the foods you eat and the exercise you take have huge effects excuse me, on your mind power. I need more water. Losing my voice now. Must be all the shouting and jumping about. But I get enthusiastic because these things are really important and they are life-changing. So, step number 9, near the end, and then we go to questions and answers. And by the way, I should have said this in the beginning. I'm going to give you a downloadable PDF file of all the slides in the presentation. So if you've been writing notes constantly, well, you don't need to because you can print this whole thing out. Okay. So high performance tools. This is Brendan Burchard, the founder of the High Performance Institute. They did the largest study in history on high performers, people at the tops of their game, the world's most successful people, to find out if there were common factors, common habits and tools they used to get ahead faster. And it turns out high performers do things in a certain way to get them ahead faster, help them reduce stress and burnout, help them maximize their brain power, help them to achieve things far more easily than most people ever do. Okay, so high performance means excelling and succeeding above and beyond standard norms consistently over the long term. It's not run until you drop. It's quite the opposite. It's about the long term. What can you do? What habits and techniques that you can use, simple ones, that can get you continually ahead while optimizing your health and feeling better and sleeping better. It's not, high performance is not peak performance. That's for athletes. You can never sustain peak performance. So high performance habits, scientifically proved to work. Okay, high performers get adequate rest and exercise. They also focus on diet and nutrition. They also take energization breaks, usually every 60 to 90 minutes. Get up from your desk if you work in front of a desk, and do some gentle breathing exercises, maybe some jumping up and down. Just get the energy going so that when you go back to your desk, if you work at a desk, 2 minutes later, 2 to 3 minutes later, you have much more focus and aliveness. You brought the energy back that you've lost during the previous hour. Wow, think of how that affects you during the entire day, massively. So high performers generally progress their goals daily, even if it's only an inch or a centimeter or a millimeter. And they do that usually by using some form of a planner that keeps them focused on their, moving each of the goals forwards. There's this saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And I think a lot of people don't even try to achieve goals because they think it's just overwhelming, it's too difficult. But every huge goal is made up of tiny little baby steps, and you don't have to know what all of those steps are. When you start moving forwards towards a goal, the stepping stones start to appear in front of you. You discover what the next step is, and the next step. Some of the biggest goals I've had in life, I haven't had a clue how to achieve them, but just by figuring out what I can do now, the stepping stones magically appear, and coincidences start happening. That, you meet the right person, the right time, that says something. It's like magic, So baby steps, every day, baby steps add up to huge things. Every castle was built of single individual stones, okay? So what is the result of doing high performance techniques and habits? You'll dramatically increase your productivity. You'll work smart rather than hard. Might work hard as well, but you'll certainly be working smarter. Minimum effort, maximum result. Also, you'll reduce stress and burnout. High performance techniques have been designed to reduce stress and burnout. So at the end of the day, you're not totally exhausted. So that you have abundance of energy and, time for your family as well as your work. It's not run till you drop. It's the opposite. It's about regaining energy. So all areas of your life are enhanced. Okay? And generally, high performers have greater focus and get more done and faster. And they achieve far higher success than 95% of people. What? 95% of people at the age of retirement, this is according to the US Social Security Administration. I don't know how old these figures are, probably about 10 years maybe. But they discovered that at retirement age, 95% of people are just barely above the poverty line. And that's supposed to be the time where you're doing all the things that you wanted to do that you never did. Ooh, very sad. So high performance techniques and habits can help you achieve far higher success than 95% of people. Very, very powerful. And finally, step 10, find your own major life purpose. This is another question I ask people often. What do you feel your purpose is in life? And oh, I don't know. And that's so common, but it's very easy to find your purpose. And when you are living each day with more purpose, oh my goodness, the life you can live is so fulfilling. Okay? And you can achieve your goals so much more easily. It's like you're invoking a response from the universe when you start living your purpose. So what do? How do you find your major life purpose? It's actually very easy. You explore your passions, skills, and past experiences. You just, once again, another brainstorming session. So step number 1, you ask yourself, what activities make you feel most alive? Write them down, okay? Number 2, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you love to do? If you knew you could not fail. If you were a billionaire and had all the time and money in the world, what would you do? What would you spend your time doing? What do you enjoy learning about the most? Learning, it can be so fulfilling. What issues have been a constant theme in your life? Write them down. What do you enjoy talking about most with others? Conversation can be so invigorating. What kind of giving is most rewarding to you? The happiest people are those that contribute to the lives of other people. That's fact. What have you struggled with most in your life? That can help other people who are going through the same. And what are your most unique talents that you excel in? Everybody has unique talents that they excel in, okay? So, very, very simple. That's step 1. So step 2, ask yourself, how could you use all these passions, skills and experiences to also help others? Write down all your ideas. Very, very simple, very effective. Step number 3, the one that gives you the most excitement, energy, enthusiasm, and that also contributes to your inner growth is most likely your current major life purpose. Okay? Number 4, step 4, create a major life purpose statement that reflects your choice. And step number 5, fine-tune and improve that statement until it feels just right. So, you need to do each one of these steps. Go through this again slowly, and it'll be very meaningful. Because I'm racing through it now, but it will make perfect sense to you. So, what should your major life purpose statement or mission statement be like? Well, your major life purpose is, or your, as I already said, your passion, a combination of your passions, skills, experiences, and your daily actions, okay, and your contributions to others. That's what your major life purpose is. This is so simple. This is so simple, and yet you can spend decades of your life not sure about what you're here to do. This is so simple, and it's life-changing. 30 minutes of your time, 1 hour of your time. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so what is your major life purpose statement? So a statement is, it's something that you create based on what you believe your mission to be. It's a statement that you read to yourself, each day preferably, to keep you on course. It's your compass that makes sure you're constantly moving towards and fulfilling your purpose. It's very simple but very effective. So let's look at this statement. My own one, this is just an example, is to inspire, motivate and empower people so that they can achieve their goals and become deeply happy. That's mine. Yours will be different. And, as I said earlier, a bit like affirmations, when you come up with your major life purpose statement or your mission statement, most people call it. I prefer major life purpose statement, but when you come up with it, it'll probably be very wordy, just like affirmations, but then you can whittle them down. And the thing about your major life purpose statement, it may morph a bit over time. You may fine-tune it, or as your life evolves, you might change it slightly. But certain things become more meaningful and others less so, as things become clearer, okay? So you need to create your own mission statement, your own major life purpose statement, and it takes time to create one that truly fits. And as I say, it may change a little bit over time. So let's look at some famous ones, famous people. Tony Robbins is to make a significant difference in the quality of life of people. That's a great one. Oprah Winfrey's is to be a teacher and to be known for inspiring my students to be more than they thought they could be. Great. Richard Branson is to have fun in my journey through life and learn from my mistakes. And Martin Luther King's was to unite people and promote equality. Wonderful, wonderful. So, these people came up with them. Everyone can come up with a major life purpose statement or a mission statement. Really simple, but you need to do those steps so that, and then it will become really meaningful for you. So what did we cover today? Because we're ready to go to questions and answers. Please ask me anything. I'm going to go back in front of my desktop computer in a moment, and I'm there for you. Ask me anything about today's session or anything that you feel I can help you with. I'm here for you, and it's an interactive two-way session. So before I go back to my computer and change cameras and microphones, what we covered today: how to get clarity on your individual goals, discovering your big why for each of your goals and why that's necessary, the importance of grouping goals with deadlines, how to overcome every limiting belief holding you back, because I can guarantee you limiting beliefs are holding you back from achieving the better things in life. And once you cancel those, what was impossible suddenly becomes possible. Creating a goal anchor for achieving your goals faster, the easy way to create highly charged goals, how to convert your goals into affirmations, simple ways to optimize health, energy and brain power, high performance tools to achieve what others can't, and how to find your own major life purpose. So recommended resources, this is my course, Goal Hacking, which is based on the book. Big course, and if you're a member of the Secrets of Success mentoring program, you get a free access to that. Otherwise, I think it's about $400, $500. I can't remember. And of course, my book, The Most Powerful Goal Achievement System in the World, only $1 on Amazon, because Amazon won't allow authors to give it away for free. I would if I could, but $1 is what they make you charge as the minimum, so you can get it for next to nothing. So over to you. As I say, I'm going to blank out this camera and microphone just momentarily for a couple of seconds, and my desktop computer, webcam and microphone will spring to life. So don't go away, and I'll see you in just one moment.
Okay, I hope you found that helpful. And the first thing I'm going to do is share with you the PDF, the slides. Here we go. Hopefully that worked. Did it? Yes, download the presentation slides here. I think that worked. Anyway, so actually I'll keep the chat screen open, because you can ask me any question at all. You see my little pussycat walking around beside me here. That's Teddy. Actually, Teddy was, I'll lift him up here. He's a lovely little fella. Teddy, when I was setting up the video cameras earlier, he was running around. He has a special bed, which I believe on my desk here. See the tail. Teddy was running around my office like a racehorse earlier as I was setting up the cameras. He gets very, very excited. He's absolutely a lovely little fella. He's tearing around like a racehorse and whacking me on the leg. Very, 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 very strange, unusual little pussycat. It's a great little fella. Anyway, so questions. Yeah, first question is from Jackie. Hello, Jackie. Jackie says, I know you said that I need to convert my goals into affirmations, but you didn't go into much detail due to time. Where can I find a guide that can help me with this? Well, if you're a member of the Secrets of Success mentoring program, you have a copy of the Most Powerful Goal Achievement System in the resources area. If not, as I say, you can get it on Amazon for $1. But at the back of the book, there are 356 affirmations that you can use as a guide to craft your own. I'm not saying that you should use any of those. Always better that you create or craft your own affirmations. But when you see 356, almost one for every day of the year, that would be 365, wouldn't it? But yeah, 356 different affirmations. It just shows you really clearly what an affirmation looks like. Okay, so I hope that helps. Question from Frank. Hello, Frank. Frank says, limiting beliefs seem to have affected me a lot over the years. So it's exciting to finally find a way to uncover and overcome them. It seems so simple, yet it's hard to believe it's really effective. Does it really work well, or do I have to do it again and again for the results to be worthwhile? I'm having my hand bitten at this moment, and I daren't move it because there's a claw half sunk into it, and teeth are like this. I go like gently. Oh God! I got my hand away. He's looking at me frantically now. No, he really is a very friendly little fellow most of the time. Frank, I think finding your limiting beliefs in any area of life is it can be done very fast using this technique that I shared with you. And the important thing is to do the first part of the exercise really quick. You want your instant response. You want your subconscious beliefs to come out. So that you need to do that fast. And then the second part has to be done slowly, really using your conscious mind, coming up with the very best opposing beliefs that will cancel your limiting beliefs. Then the next step is, to convert those into affirmations and recite those, repeat those aloud to yourself morning and evening. And it can take time for your subconscious programming to be rewritten. It can, but it's extremely worthwhile. And if you don't rewrite your subconscious programming, it will continue on forever. So unless you do something to change it, it will continue on. So, it's impossible to say how long it's going to take. It depends on how ingrained those limiting beliefs are. But this technique can create miracles quickly. Once again, I can't say exactly how quick. That depends on you and depends on how fully you use the process. But it is simple, and the effects are life-altering. Okay, so please try it. Please try it, Frank. I hope that helps. Question from Tom. Hello, Tom. I've been overweight for years, and I know this is holding me back from achieving my bigger goals. What would you suggest I do to increase my energy without putting my body into shock? That's a great question. Now, I'm not a doctor. I do not give medical advice under any circumstance. So you must consult your own doctor before starting any new exercise or regime or regimen or whatever you call it, or diet, or making any changes to your health. But I do know for a fact that no matter what state we may be in physically or emotionally, mentally, small changes over time can amount to huge, huge positive transformations. Small changes over time add up. It's just like a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. But also it's an accumulation of tiny little baby steps that turn into massive things. Every castle was created by just individual stones. So it doesn't matter what condition we are in right now. Those small baby steps can make massive differences over time. I've never been very overweight, but I have been overweight. Okay. I lost, I think, over a period of about 2 years, I lost about 2 stone, which is about 14 pounds in 1 stone. So what's that? 28 pounds, maybe more, in just a 2-year time period, just by making very, very, very small adjustments to what I did. For me, I started taking a thing called, a few years ago, called Athletic Greens, Superfoods, like a green powder that you mix with water. But I would make a smoothie every morning for my breakfast, lots of different fruit and berries and things, and blend it all and just glug, 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 delicious. And I started drinking not normal coffee, but bulletproof coffee, because it burns the fat in the body. And just taking a little bit more exercise each day, bringing the dog for a walk, 15, 20 minutes, makes a huge difference over a period of time. So, yeah, big changes come from small incremental efforts. But obviously, you need to speak with a doctor before you consider any adjustment in your lifestyle. That's really important. So I hope that helps, Tom. This is a question from Andrea. I think this is the last one, unless more come in. Hello, Andrea. And Andrea says, I'm not very clear on the way to create my life mission statement. Should it be worded in a specific way, like an affirmation? Should I repeat it to myself frequently when I'm doing my affirmations? But I think just go to Google and just put in the words mission statements of famous people. You've got loads of examples there. Or you just enter mission statements and click search, and you see lots of examples. And when you have yours and you make it as concise as possible, you can create it. You can convert it into an affirmation. And if you manage to do that, and you should be able to, that's amazing. That either way, if you look at it daily, every day, it will keep you on track. It will act like a compass, a guidance system, your inner GPS. But if you convert it into an affirmation, it will start to go out to work in your subconscious mind, and it will have even bigger effects. So mission statements, major life purpose statements, are really powerful. And to answer your question, if you can convert it into an affirmation, far better. Brilliant. So I think that's it. I don't see any more questions. Thanks so much for joining me today. Stay safe. Have a great holiday season. Have a great Christmas. I'll see you in the early new year. Bye-bye. And once again,